Hi guys and welcome back to the GTL podcast. I'm your host Emily and I'm joined with two people who I was on a course with, who are my friends. Introduce yourselves. Kyle, you go first.
Hello, I'm Kyle. I am a programmer, and like Emily said, I met her during the Game Academy course.
Liam.
Hello, I'm Liam. As same with Kyle, I met Emily on the course, and I just do random stuff and hope it works.
Okay, so Liam, tell us more about yourself. Like, what do you do? What do you want to do?
At the moment, I'm currently into 3D modeling, but what I want to get into is quality assurance. Not had much opportunity to do it, but in the current project that we're doing, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to do that.
Kyle, go on. Tell us a bit about you.
Well, I've been trying to be a programmer for a few years now. I'm self-taught, so it's a long road, but I'm getting there, I think. I've done unpaid internships and just my own projects, but now I'm trying to properly break into the industry.
Okay, so Liam, tell us about your experience on Game Academy, pros and cons.
One of the pros was watching people laugh every single week because it was hilarious. But yeah, to be serious, one of the big pros was getting essentially the knowledge that you needed to be able to get a foothold into the industry, which is notoriously a problem. Negative sides, those few weirdos. And a couple other people on it. A couple of the segments weren't really tailored to what we needed to do. They was a bit too simplistic for our age range. But yeah, overall, it was lovely. The speakers were lovely. We spoke to a lot of good developers and studios. But yeah.
So go on, Carl, you do the same, pros and cons.
Yeah, I think, like Liam said, it was sort of like basically for people that didn't really have any experience. I think a lot of the lectures were sort of base level introductory stuff that you'd pretty much find anywhere, which is fine for sort of like the people that don't have any clue what they're doing. But I guess for people that either already know what they want to do or are more experienced just from, whether they've been to uni or they've worked in the industry in some capacity, it was just a little bit lackluster some weeks. Especially like the specific game development stuff. The CV and LinkedIn and all the other stuff was probably just useful for everyone, though, I think. And that's the main thing that I took away from it.
Okay, so that's the questions part done. We can just speak normally now. So, on the course, I
Have we
mainly
lost him?
worked with Kyle. I didn't work with Liam.
Beautiful smile just stuck on the screen.
Oh no, I'm paused! I'm on froze.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yes, you have. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. My gosh, I hate this Wi-Fi. Right. Right, so I mainly worked with Kyle on the course. He basically did all the presentations for me to read. That's pretty much what happened.
Yep.
So Liam, tell us about you doing your course, because I know how mine and Kyle's experience was working together, but what was yours like? How was it working with everyone?
Well, I actually worked with Carl on the very first project. And was you the project lead for the first one?
Yes, I think I was actually.
You're
Yeah,
always
because
the project lead.
I think I just fell into that role most weeks.
yeah, because on the first one, we had quite a few good. Well, everyone in our first group, other than one person, was banging, and they did everything that they needed to, other than one person that we thought was an AI.
I still think it was, by the way, but
His name was very.
I think it was like one of those
AI-y.
Discord bots.
Yeah. I think it was. But yeah, the first one ended up with me getting addicted to Marvel Snap and getting my ass handed to me every single time I play the game, and you can blame that on Kyle. But yeah, on the other
You're
fuse,
welcome, by the way.
you know I've already spent like 60 quid on that game.
Wait, you spent 60 quid on a game?
In like,
That's,
how long's it been?
I don't even want to tell you how much I've spent on it over the past year, so let's not get into that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've got
You
about
said
100
not
hours
living
to
the
it already.
cheapskate life, man. You've never seen me paying that.
I never said I wanted to.
It's definitely in the few hundreds for me
Yeah.
over the past
Um,
year or so.
Wait,
Anyway,
what
back on
game
top.
did you do it on? I can't even remember.
Marvel Snap, it was a card game.
Marvel Snap, yeah.
Oh yeah,
like,
Cal's always playing that.
Yeah,
That or Genshin.
it's the only thing he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back on topic. Yeah, so the first one was great, and then the second one, we basically just spent the entire time moaning because my team was awful the second time around. Not awful because there was Lachey, one of the other friends that's in the group. She did the 2D art for that project, but everyone else just didn't do anything really. And that was the time where I had to create the Unreal demo. And between myself and another one of our friends, Charlene, between the two of us, we basically had to do everything other than Lachey doing the 2D art. The rest of them, teams were banging because we essentially could pick them, so didn't really have a problem after that.
Yeah, that was a common thing on the course, wasn't it? People just weren't doing their work.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
absolute hell when you'd get put in a group and like they just weren't doing it. Was it our second group, Kyle, when someone didn't
I think
do
me
their
and you
work
have
I
been
was, like,
together
tagging
since
them
the
as much
second
as I
week.
could.
Yeah. A few people, I think each week couldn't make it or just, I don't know, ghosted for whatever reason. I guess they never really wanted to take part in the first place, but there's not much you can do
Yeah.
about it. You just got to crack on and do what you can.
Well, the course ended up being, I think it was the first year that they've done it where it's like the job centre has been
Yeah.
given it as a course. Is that
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I got recommended to the job centre. Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. So I got onto the course through networking. So I met some people and then like I ended up just getting put forward for the course. So mine was a different experience, so I didn't know that it was a job centre one. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That sounds like there's something wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so I know that a lot of people. I think that's why we heavily did CV stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I would imagine so. I was told that it was specific to, like, the North Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire area, but
Yeah.
I guess not because you were on it as well.
And Tyler, our friend, is
yeah.
from Sheffield, so he was on it as well. I think we were the only two who aren't from that area.
Yeah, well,
from
Tyler's from. Well, I think he's from living currently in Worksop, so that's not too far from me in
I think I
North
caught
Derbyshire.
one person saying this from London. I can't remember who that was.
Yeah. But it was mostly everyone was centred around sort of Nottinghamshire,
Nottingham
Derbyshire.
area, yeah.
Yeah. A lot,
Because I
like
remember
probably
people
over.
being shocked.
Yeah, I think over like 60-70% of people from like Nottingham or around that area anyway.
Yeah, I was told that it was when I did my interview with David. I was told that it was like, well, not interview, like, you know, chat. When I had my chat with David, he said it was like Midlands area.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I thought, oh, am I going to have to travel down to the Midlands 3 days a week? I was fully sat there and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm paying like a lot of money to do this. And then I messaged him and I was like, am I going to have to travel? And he was like, no, it's online. And I was just sat there like, I was so embarrassed. I couldn't believe it. Because it clearly said as well in the email that it was online. And I just
So it's
didn't read
online,
it.
yeah.
Just didn't read it at all. I thought it was going to be like a whole uni like experience again. I was like, oh my gosh, not again. But, so, during the course we met a lot of good, like, people in the industry, like, who do loads of different things. And we had to present to them each week with the work that we had been set, which was, I loved it. I don't know if you liked it, Liam. I'm not going to say you, Cal, because you didn't do one presentation.
Hey, I did all the work for it. You just had
You did
to
do all the work for
present
You did
it.
all the work for me, and I just didn't read it.
Yeah, every week as well.
Like, oh yeah, do all your work here, but I've got the notes that I wrote here.
Yeah, I've got my own notes. Ignore
Yeah.
all that stuff on the canvas.
Bear in mind, I'd spent like 3 hours writing all the notes for her. Anyway,
I did use his notes. I did. Some of them. But some of
Some.
the notes were just like, I don't need to use this.
about 10%, I'd say.
I skimmed through it and saw like 1 or 2 words, and I put them in my notes.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, that sounds fancy. Let's use that.
So go on,
Honestly.
tell us about your presentations, Liam, because I already know mine and Carl's experience.
I mean, the only one that I did, I think I did one, was the
Was
second
the last
one
one,
for the.
wasn't it?
Was that the last one? No, I thought it was the second one with Rob with that mini game.
Oh, did you do that one?
Yeah, it was the Unreal Engine demo.
Oh yeah, I think I remember yours now.
Yeah.
You did the last one for our group as well, though, didn't you? With the
Oh yeah, with Yasmina.
bugs.
Yeah.
Bug
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
testing.
that's right.
Yeah. So the Unreal Engine demo one didn't really choose to do that. It was more just oh, no one else wants to do anything. Okay, guess I'll speak at this. But yeah, that was actually quite fun because I quite liked Rob, and basically we didn't really put text on the screen because it was just videos, so I could just waffle on a lot like Emily does. But yeah, then on the last one with the bugs for Yasmina, I mean, she was quite nice, so it was nice speaking to her.
Smooth,
Yep.
smooth.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So, do we think the course was worth like doing? Do you think it gave you anything? Because I personally think, like, I loved the course. I thought it was great. Like, we met quite a few people who I'm excited to see if they go to Cameo. So yeah, like, I thought it was worth it. I learned. I think I more went towards like marketing. I feel like I did the marketing for every single project. Like, what do you think? What's your opinions? Do you think it was worth it, or do you think it was a waste of your time?
Oh no, it was
Let you
definitely
go
worth
first,
it.
Liam. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it because a lot of the things that you miss, especially if you don't go to, because I went to college for games development, so a lot of stuff I already knew. But this essentially gives you the foothold, especially if you didn't go to college, and it gives you that knowledge that you don't get just by doing your own research or speaking to people in the outside world. For getting this knowledge, you have to speak to a lot of people in probably over months and months and months, which we just got in the span of, what was it, 15 weeks?
Was it 15 weeks?
15.
No, it's 15 weeks. It's been like 6 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was
that's
at
what
end
I'm
of
saying,
January
it's
to like a
Yeah.
week ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
15 weeks.
You could shut up.
it felt like it. I guess that's what he's saying. It, felt like 15
it,
weeks.
it felt like 3 months.
I did feel like we were doing the course for ages, but like now that we're not doing it, I feel lost. I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah, I feel like
with my
I've,
life?
I've got nothing. I've got nothing going on right now. Like,
Like, I'm just sat here, like, I'll just stare at the wall, I guess. Like, that's what I do with my day.
Spent 3 hours just sitting like this.
Just like, okay, yeah, that's how long I would have been on the course for. I'm done now.
Like, oh yeah,
What
that's the
about
only
you,
thing I
Carl?
planned by.
Was it worth it? Was it not worth it?
I think it was worth it. Just, I mean, it was free, so like, there's no way it's not going to be worth it.
Yeah, like, you can't really complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to pay for it, I don't know. It would depend how much it costs. But I would also kind of maybe want more out of it if I had to pay for it at the
Yeah.
same time. Because it was just sort of
Waffling.
a lot of stuff you can just find anyway. I mean, I know it saves you the hassle of having to go out and find it yourself, but if you're sort of committed and dedicated enough anyway, you're probably going to be able to go and find it if you want to. But yeah, I mean, since it's free, yeah, I'd say if you get the chance, go for it. There's no reason not to, and at the very least, you'll probably meet some new people anyway and make some connections.
Well, yeah, I
Start
think
networking.
we've all kind of done that. Like, we all just, big group of us just gravitated towards one another.
Yeah.
Like, so I'd say definitely, like, I think it's great meeting people who are kind of in the same position as you, because then it doesn't feel like you're so far behind. Like, I feel like a common thing that I experienced after uni was like, I was like, I'm so far behind. Like, because, you know, you see your friends, like, from uni going and getting jobs, bearing in mind they're all older than me, but I'm just like, oh no, like, this is hell. Like, yous are all so much further ahead. So I think meeting people who are kind of in the same position as you, it's just like, oh, alright. And then let's explain what we're doing after it. So, we're starting we've just started a game jam that we got given from the course. Is that right? It's only
Yeah.
people on the course who can do it, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got given a game jam. And so we're all creating a game. I don't know if we can explain. Can we explain what it is that we're doing, or do we have to be like a bit?
Just don't go into detail because a lot of the stuff isn't solidified yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'll just say we're creating a game.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah, that was like this. That was like the takeaway task, wasn't it? Like the
Yeah.
go out into the world and do this thing.
Yeah, it was like
and-
our last session. They kind of just said, "There's this game jam. Like, it's if you want to do it." And because there was already a big group of us who were already just in a group chat anyway, we were all like, "Yeah, we'll do it." And then I'll let you guys explain it so it's not just me yapping. So, one of yous go ahead.
Oh, God.
I'll say Liam because Carl's ill.
Fine. Wait, what am I explaining?
Explain, without going too much into detail, what it is that we're kind of doing.
Okay, so basically, it's a passion project that we've all essentially gravitated towards, discussed, and between the strengths in the group, we've pieced together what we're all best at, given ourselves roles that best fit our like personalities and what we're good at. Like for example, for me, it's programming, 3D modeling. Kyle, mainly programming. Then the other people in the team have multiple other different roles. And we're currently in the conceptual stages of it at the moment, creating concept art, creating a layout, blockouts, stuff like that. And that's pretty much where we're at the moment. And we're just kind of hoping that it's just going to keep building and building and building.
Yeah, so a common thing that we have all kind of discussed is like, I guess we have had like a slight discussion about just like if it works out then we'll start like a studio, did we say?
I mean, if
Like,
it works,
we've been
don't see why
speaking
not.
about it, but like not.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
briefly sort of mentioned, I think, but I mean, it all depends on how everything goes, I suppose. If over these next few months, if we find that we're working well together and the project actually seems like it's got some legs, and we can take it somewhere, then who knows? We'll have to see. But
Yeah, definitely. Like nowadays, trying to get a job is just hell.
yeah, it really is.
I think the whole like you send your CV in and then AI's reading it and it's like, well, I'm still refusing to do my CV any different because I paid for that template. This is staying as it is. If AI's reading it, then it's reading it. But from what I have like spoken to some people about, is apparently AI can read rows. Like we got told that it can't read rows, didn't we?
We got
Yeah.
told that it can't read columns, right? Like if you
Columns,
split
yeah.
your CV
Yeah,
into two columns.
that's it. Columns, yeah. But
Um,
I got told that it can read columns, so I don't really know
So,
on that
from what I've
one.
found out on LinkedIn, it can, it's just not great at it. So, if you
Hmm.
keep it simple, like for example, a lot of because I follow quite a lot of CEOs on LinkedIn, and they've actually shared some of their CVs. Not the one you're thinking of. But yeah, they've
No
actually
comment.
shared their CVs, and they actually do have columns, but the columns are more dates. So they'll have like the name in one column on the left, and then a date on the right. For example, like I don't know, your job experience, education, stuff like that. That will be
Yeah.
in tiny columns, so it can read that as long as it's simple. But if you have, say, two blocks of text right next to each other, that's what it struggles with. So
Oh.
they basically just tell you just
Right.
don't use them.
I think it's
See,
safer to
like
not use it, isn't it? But
when I've spoken to like people, in the industry and stuff, they're always like, "Oh, have an interesting CV," and then we got told, "Don't have an interesting CV." So like, I don't know what to
Keyword.
It's like I hate writing CVs as it is, to be honest. Like it is, I have the same CV from when I was 17, and I just add to it. It's about 5 pages long, but I'm not rewriting it. But it's staying as it is.
I think you
hate
probably
writing
should rewrite. 5 pages is way too long.
Yeah.
I mean, I get every job that I apply for, apart from the games
The
ones.
games and
But
news ones. Yeah, exactly.
those ones, I don't send that CV in for them though. I have a separate CV for that. Like that's a 1 page.
Okay,
It's
that's
a one
better. Yeah.
page. But my actual CV for like just regular jobs, that's 5 pages long, and it keeps getting bigger. But I'm just
Yeah.
like,
I think at some point you just like either cut off everything that's old and just shorten it to a couple of lines, maybe one line, a couple of lines, and
I
then just
think when
use
it
the more
hits
recent stuff.
8 pages long, I'll think about rewriting it now.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
it
Yeah.
gets to
Fair
that
enough.
point, I'll be like, you know what? Fair
It's a
enough.
bit much.
I'll rewrite it. But for now, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not even looking at it. I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist. I'm like, no, I don't know whose CV that is, but it's not mine. So, would we do another course, do you think? Like, would you be interested in doing boot camps and stuff? Because I know that there's a lot of boot camps that go on. I'm not sure what time of year. But I think I would apply for a boot camp because I've had good reviews on it. So, do you think you would?
I think it'd depend on the type of boot camp. Like, for example, if it's based around, say, like, I don't know, community management or something, that's not really the part of
Yeah,
the
it's not
industry
something
I
you
want to
want
get
to do.
into. Yeah, so that one I'd probably skip on, unless it's interesting or a game that I know of or am following or something like that. But if it's quite useful, then yeah, I would. If you can hear dogs, then ignore them. They're just shouting at someone. But yeah, overall,
What
yes,
about
I
you?
would.
What about you, Carl?
I think yes. It would depend. Like I did one a couple of maybe 2022. I think it was. It was like a short programming one.
Yeah.
That was free as well. It was okay, but honestly, again, even at that point, I still didn't really learn much from it.
Do you
So
feel like you didn't learn much from this that you didn't already know?
I think the majority of what I learned from the Game Academy one was probably more like LinkedIn CV stuff, just best practices, I guess, for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In
Like
terms of
how to
like
kind of
actual,
represent yourself.
yeah, like technical skills, I don't think I really learned anything of note from Game Academy.
Yeah, I don't think we did. On every single project that we did, I don't think there was like much for programming, was there? Like it seemed more like art based, I guess. Or,
Yeah,
like,
it was a lot of
writing?
concept stuff,
Yeah.
and just a lot of presentations. I mean, first time I made presentations in about 10 years, probably. So, you know, there's that. I'm up to scratch on presentations now, but that's about it, I think. Um, in terms of other boot camps, maybe the only ones I'd probably look at in the future are like paid ones. But even
Yeah.
then, like you got to be careful because are you wasting your money for something that's not going to be worth it? It'd probably have to be like a very small or even just like a one-on-one mentorship kind of thing for me to consider it.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that Kate was speaking to us about. Have you like looked into like getting a mentor or anything or no?
I haven't yet, but it's definitely something that I probably would look at as like maybe a next step. It's just hard. I think it's definitely a lot easier to get someone if you're already working somewhere to say like go
Yeah.
to one of the seniors and like would you want to mentor me? So I think it's
I
just a
think
bit
when we go to Gamia, that could be a good spot to try and find someone.
hmm,
Everyone is at Gamia.
everyone. Yeah,
Everyone. So
Walk up to
I
people
think
and
that
just
could be
go,
like
"Can you mentor
a
me?"
good spot. I don't know any programmers who are in the industry, I can't lie to you, so I don't think I can help you out with that one. But
well,
we'll
no,
be
that's
in
fair
it
enough. You're not a
together.
programmer, are you? So, but yeah.
What about you, Liam? Have you been looking for a mentor or do you think you're not gonna?
Um, I don't know, because I don't really know anyone that's in the industry, so I wouldn't really know what to look for. And I'm more the kind of person that just likes to play about with stuff until it breaks, and then figure out why it breaks.
Yeah.
That's how my experience has been with everything. Like Blender, I think I spent about a month just trying to edit a single part because I was being stupid, but then I figured out why it was breaking, and then now I'm actually teaching someone how to use Blender. So I don't think I'd really need one unless it's in a work environment,
Yeah.
and in that case, you'd kind of just be given a mentor anyway.
I already have a mentor, so
Mm.
I did the Limit Break mentorship, which I'd recommend if yous were looking into something like that. I'm not sure how it is for programming, obviously, because I didn't do programming, but yeah, I'd have a look into that if I were yous. Obviously, Liam, you don't want one, but Cal, have a look into that. There might be
Yeah.
someone on there. Um, but yeah, I don't know for programming. I can't help you on that one. I was on a separate course, so I don't
It's
know.
fine. I'll figure it out.
So for our game jam, do you want to say what yous are kind of doing in the game jam? Like, brief, saying what you're doing.
Can't
Not
really tell.
exposing the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be basic, like anything that requires the programming, really. Whether it's from gameplay systems to just general stuff like import, anything like that. Generally, I try to stick away from doing like level design, that kind of stuff. That's not really a programmer's job anyway, but in a small team, the lines can get a bit blurred. But in this case, I think I'll probably just end up sticking to more of the back end technical stuff and any tooling or anything that we might need, and just sort of try and make the workflow a bit easier for everyone.
Is it only you and Liam doing the programming?
I believe
So,
so.
yeah, I don't think anyone else really knows how to do it.
For some reason, I thought that Tyler could do it. I don't know why.
I think
He's just
he's
got
just
that
been
look,
messing
hasn't he?
around with Unreal Engine for a bit, but I don't think he's got
Yeah,
any
he's
sort of experience with it.
Yeah, from what I know,
Real experience.
yeah, he's been going to the skill builders, hasn't he? And
yeah
he's
with
picked up
Rob.
he's picked up quite a few tips and tricks on there, but I think he had a little bit of experience with it anyway. So he could assist if need be. But yeah, not 100% sure how involved with it he actually is.
So tell us what you're doing then, Liam. Because I actually
Um,
don't know what you're doing. You know, I just have my set, and I'm like, I have my
It's just
section
in her own
on the
world.
Discord, and I'm like, this is fine. Here's a pretty photo. Do what you've got to do with this.
So, I'm doing the programming alongside Kyle, but Kyle's more focused on the program, more, if you want to call me his assistant. So I'm kind of just putting in
Sidekick.
input. Yeah, sidekick.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, so I've got quite a bit of Unreal experience, but
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. That's what I'm thinking.
from what I can tell, Kyle's got more programming experience than me, but he mainly focused in Unity, so it's more just
Yeah, that's
transferring
right.
the skill. Yeah, it's more just transferring the skills across to Unreal, and because I've got a lot of Unreal experience, I can help him with that. Especially with like setting up the basics, telling him where stuff is, but he tends to figure that stuff out himself anyway. And because of that, I also have quite a bit of experience in designing levels in Unreal. Not particularly designing levels in general, but just making levels in Unreal for different things. So I have more focus on the level design bit.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix between level design, programming, and I didn't originally put 3D modeling because I wouldn't particularly say I'm that good at it. I can just kind of make cool weapons and that's it. But yeah, we've got another guy for 3D modeling anyway, so I kind of stayed away from that section.
Yeah, you've been doing quite a bit of 3D modelling at the minute, haven't you, for
Yeah.
it? I think that's how I noticed that we were doing a 3D idea, because it changed so fast. We were like, yeah, 2D, and then Liam just sent a photo and I was like, well, that's not 2D.
for that wasn't for this. I
Yeah.
think that was just for Liam's own thing.
Yeah,
Is that your own little project?
yeah, the gun that I'm working on is actually it's a passion project for. I'm not gonna say the name because I might get in trouble, but a game that I shouldn't be
Okay,
modding
yeah.
for.
Oh?
Yeah.
I did not know this. I thought it was for our game.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm just thick. Looking at
Well-
it like, we having guns in this?
No.
No. Yeah, that's just a bit of a little project that I've been working on. It's mainly to brush up my Blender skills for if I do have to touch up 3D modeling in this game.
Yeah.
Like say the 3D modeling guy that I work on is busy or something or needs to touch my model, it'd be good to have someone else that could put their input in. I'm not sure if anyone else has really got 3D experience, so I just thought it'd be a good idea to push up on.
I think we
Yeah.
have George, don't we, who's
Other than George,
3D
I
modeler.
Yeah.
I do like some 3D stuff, but like, it's not. I don't have time for it on this project, sadly, because full-time job and stuff.
Yeah.
Helps.
I think there's a lot of crossover between. Well, I say except for me, I pretty much only do the programming stuff, but everyone else can pretty much do more than one thing. So we've got a couple of people on each thing, really, which is lucky,
Yeah.
I guess. It's what you need on a small team.
I mean, I'm doing like the creature design and community management.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Didn't even pick the community management. I can't even say it. Didn't even pick the community management thing. I just opened and I had been tagged into it, and I was like, all right, I'll do it.
You're the best
I'll
yapper that we've
speak.
got, so it works.
Yeah. The best speaker that we've got.
Did you say best speaker that we've got?
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
I said best yapper, but
Professional yapper over here. Like, my gosh, give me a title.
That's the job title.
Okay. I'm actually gonna change that role right now because that's funny.
So I'll be doing all the community management, so if you ever see my face pop up and I'm yapping, just don't be surprised. Just expect it. What will I be yapping about? Even I don't know.
Probably nothing much, but as long as we
Gets
get
to
in.
the day and I just start making it up on the spot.
Like all good yappers do.
I mean, it always worked out for us, Carl. You can't say it didn't.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Did always work.
Spent a lot of time, preparing that, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, I spent hours and hours and hours preparing, but she just completely ignored it. Just picked out phrases and words.
Sleepless nights, just
Yeah.
long days, all for it not to be used.
All I've got to say is, after the first presentation, you should have known what was going to happen.
Yeah, honestly,
It's kind of your fault, Carl.
it's just I think I might be a bit stupid, that's all. What's the quote? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different
Groundhog
results?
Day.
Definition of insanity.
Yeah, the definition of insanity. Oh, yeah, no.
I want to say about what we're about to like be working on, but like I
Say
feel
the
like we
concept.
can't.
Don't see why we can't say the
Well,
concept.
like,
But do
as
it,
long as
do
you're
it
not
over.
sharing any specific details, like, it depends what you want to mention.
Can we share the concept? Do you reckon?
Yeah, I
Technically,
don't
it's
see.
just kind of community management.
I don't see why not. I wouldn't give too much away because it's still
It's
in the
not
early
actually.
stages, but
Yeah.
isn't um, but it is a cool little thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we've said everything that we can say on Game Academy. Um,
Oh, the other thing I did want to mention actually about Game Academy quickly is I know you mentioned it briefly. The skill builders. I
yeah,
didn't get to attend many of them, but the ones that I did attend, I did think were actually quite useful.
yeah,
Um, Especially the ones that you're attending if you don't know anything about that already. Like I think I went to a couple of the like Photoshop and 2D art ones just to see what was going on, and a couple of the Unreal ones as well because, like Liam said, I've not got a lot of Unreal experience.
yeah.
So I thought they were all probably, if not the most useful thing out of Game Academy. Which I believe we can still attend even now after the course is finished.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
they said to us, didn't they? Like, they don't leave us, we leave them.
yeah,
Like, that's what they
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, there's been a few guys in the skill builders where they've asked in the main Discord because we don't leave the we don't get kicked out of the main Discord. You have to leave it if you want to leave.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's been a few people who's asked in the main chat. Oh, I was in the course 3 years ago. Can I join? And they said yeah, it's perfectly fine. So you can still attend any of the skill builders or
I
anything
went
that is in the
to
Discord really.
I went to Rob from Dogbox. I went to his. His were good. I am someone who Unreal Engine, bane of my existence. Bane of my existence. Oh my god. No, actually, Unity is.
Oh, God, I hate
Unity's so much worse, I reckon.
you
Um,
think? Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of experience in Unity, but I feel like
I feel
Unreal is
like,
probably easier to get, like just get into. Even
yeah,
though
I
it's
feel like
like
I did a
so
lot of my
such a
modelling on Blender. For some reason, when I was learning Unity, exporting it over to Unity was just hell. Like, it just wasn't on. And then with Unreal, it was a bit easier, but still, I had to animate a whole scene in Unreal, and I was like, this is hell.
All right.
This is what hell feels like. Like, it's just not. But I went to what was her name? Was it Chemi? Chemi.
yeah, yeah,
We went to her one, didn't we?
yeah, yeah.
The and she was it character design or was it creature design? I think
She
she kind of
was just
swapped
character
between.
design, and she was just like teaching a bunch of like tips and tricks about Photoshop
Yeah,
and stuff, wasn't she? That was good though. I enjoyed that one.
I didn't go to any of the CV LinkedIn skill builders.
Yeah, I went to one of those early on. It was okay. It was mostly just a lot of reiterating what was in the talks from Kate Lando,
Yeah,
and just having multiple people read over it. And you sort of, if you're comfortable, you share your CV in the session for the groups who sort of pick apart and see what was good and what was bad about it. It was okay. I don't think you need to go to more than one of those, really. I don't. Well, I mean, I didn't, but I assumed they were pretty much samey each week.
yeah. Because Liam, have you only just like kind of got back onto LinkedIn since the course?
Yeah, so I originally was on LinkedIn back in 2017 when I was in college, doing some training for something, and then I kind of just forgot about it because it didn't really seem useful at the time.
Yeah.
I tried using it; it just seemed like a bunch of what's the word for it? I'll use your word, professional yabbing. and didn't really
Corporate.
seem you corporate yabbing. That's the one. And yeah, it didn't really seem useful at the time. But based on what we've been told in the course, I edited it, made it actually look nice and professional, and then learned how the connections and stuff work, and it's actually quite useful now. So
Yeah, I feel like in games it's like a really big part of it. Like when you go to networking events, you have to do the awkward pull up on your phone.
What's your
like,
LinkedIn?
Do you want to scan my LinkedIn? Can we connect? It's so awkward, but it has to be done. So I think it's. Have you only just started yours up, Carl, or have you had yours going for ages?
I've had it for probably since I was trying to start getting into the games industry. Really, before that, I did not care about it. But
Yeah.
I'd not really been using it until starting Game Academy. I just sort of had it set up and ready to go, and I was updating it here and there, but not really connecting with people too much and posted or anything like that. But definitely want to start doing that more now, because that's the one thing that kept drilling into us was people.
LinkedIn.
Just get yourself in front of people in one way or another, whether it be LinkedIn or in person. It's about who you know, not what you know, kind of thing, which is sort of the age-old saying, I guess. But I think even now it's sort of more true than ever, I guess.
Yeah. I forced Kyle to come to the WX Games weekend with me, and he has been
Good.
ill.
I've been ill since.
since.
you guys had a bunch of fun there.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good. We met a good few people, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Like-
It was okay. Like, I think probably Gameo in May
Cameo
will
is going to be
be
a lot better,
a
definitely.
lot better.
A lot better. Because that's like
But-
an actual,
yeah.
like, everyone's in games at that one. Whereas this
Yeah.
one was like families, friends.
It was
could
open to
come
the
out.
public, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was just sort of coming in, which is great for sort of the games industry and getting young people into games, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I think
it
for
was-
networking,
yeah,
it wasn't as, like, good as some of the ones that I've been to. I've been to a Yuki one, which is like, that was really good. We had like lawyers, marketing people, like doing speaking and stuff, which was really good. And like me and my friend Sadie met quite a few people from that event. I feel like with WX, we met Yasmina, who set us a task on the course.
yeah,
And I'm trying to think of who else we met. I saw Marco. You met Marco.
yeah.
Is he-
A couple of people that you knew already. Jackie, is
Yeah.
it? Game Republic.
Jackie, yeah. So I introduced you to Jackie. And she introduced us to... can't remember what they were called.
It was like, I forget what the name was. It was like,
Is it like
do I
they
look
call
like a
it
gamer
Greek?
or something?
Yeah, do I look like a gamer? I don't know if
Yeah.
that was what their company was called, but that's
Yeah,
what
but they were
doing
like
was
trying to
called.
dispel the like stereotypical gamer look.
Yeah.
And they had you
We
do
had
an
to fill out a
interview,
survey.
didn't they? Yeah. Well, you did.
Well, I filled
I guess
out a survey.
I guess I just look like a gamer. Apparently, they didn't ask me.
They saw you and went, there's no point.
This guy definitely does.
I mean, I got long hair. If they looked at me, they'd be like, yeah.
You were
But
sat
they
with
had you
them
do
for
an
a good
interview,
5
though.
minutes as well.
They had you do an interview though, didn't they? And a photo shoot and like literally a whole thing. It was quite an experience, I guess. But
Yeah,
I don't
it was
really know what
good.
happened.
I can't really say much. I've signed an NDA, so I can't
Oh,
say
okay.
much. But yeah, they it was good meeting some people from there, but I feel like it definitely wasn't as much of a networking event as I thought it would
As
be.
it was like a game showcase kind of thing.
Yeah, because I said to you, didn't I? I was like, oh, it's Game Republic, because Game Republic do the best networking events that I've been to personally, but they were doing it, so I was like, oh, like this'll be good, this'll be a good networking event, but I feel like it was probably the wrong event for me to think that it was networking, because it was definitely more of like a showcase and then kind of being spoken to about what it's like in the industry.
Yeah, there's a few talks on as well, weren't there? But we caught
Yeah.
the last one, Yasmina from Maximalist, which it was okay. It was a lot of what we'd already heard during the course, which is, I guess, good for us, I suppose.
Yeah.
But we'd already heard it, and it was nothing new, and we'd not missed out on anything. But yeah, it was less. I feel like it was less of a networking event and more of just a go around, have a look,
Showcase.
what's on, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It was more like play these games sort of thing. Whereas I think with Gamio, that's going to be like, it's going to be intense. Especially if it's people's first networking events. Will it be your first networking event, Liam?
That I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to be your first, Kai, or...
No, the WX was my first in a few years, so I'll at least try and get back into going to some more now.
Yeah, there should be... Did you join the Discord that got sent to us?
Yes, yeah. The one that like tells you what's going on every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never see any for the Liverpool area, so if anyone knows any, send me, please.
I saw something in the Liverpool area, but I don't think it's like a proper event. I think it's just like a drinks night or something.
Yeah, that's usually what it is. Like it's like called like a games toast or something, and people just go to.
There was one last night, a Game Dev Network meetup in Liverpool.
Well, I did not see that. I did not see that. Hands up. Clearly, I'm not checking the Discord. I just started this whole thing off being like, "There's never any in Liverpool." Yeah, there was one last night. But are you gonna come to Gamio, Liam?
When is it again?
It's May 22nd.
May 22nd, yeah.
Trying to think. I have. Where's my calendar? Because I have a wedding and then I'm on holiday in May. I can't remember what day that is, but I'll let you know if I'm coming.
Yeah, just put it in the chat.
It's like a Thursday or something. It's an awkward day to have an event on, but...
Yeah, me and you have got our tickets, don't we, Carl? I think Tyler has his.
I'm not sure if anyone else
Shay
is coming.
and Shannon are going. I feel like they said that they were, but I don't know if they got tickets. But we'll be at Gamio, guys, if you want to come over and speak to us. Just speak to me. I'll be the one that's speaking for everyone.
You can't miss her. It's like a neon light just shining off her head.
Yeah.
You really cannot miss me, guys. I will blind you all.
Especially if she looks like
The screeching Liverpool noises and the pink hair.
Oh
you're in the right place.
Cal spotted me from like a mile away when you met up with me.
Heads like
Did not help that I was wearing bright red as well. I was just glowing that entire day.
Yeah.
And then spilt 3 dark fruits down my top.
Was that before or after Carl turned up?
Both, I think.
Right, Liam, explain more about the project, because we were meant to explain about the project and then we just
We've
didn't.
gone off topic.
What I've already said.
Just give, like, do you think we can say the concept?
I think we can say, like, for example, I think we can say that it's going to be a 2D, 3D mix, where the characters and items and everything else is 2D, but everything in the world around it is 3D. So it blends sort of retro and modern art styles. We've got to follow a specific concept or like theme.
It's like a design brief that we've been
Like a
given.
brief, yeah. That we got to choose from a few, and then we build the idea from there. But I guess we can. I think we can probably talk about like the theme and what we've sort of thought about without going into too much detail about like the story and the
Yeah.
like the design, the character design, and mechanics and what.
I'm gonna let you take over on that one because I feel like I will yap and just expose the whole thing. So I
So,
think
so
it's best
I've
that I
just tried.
sit this one out.
Probably. Yeah, so I've just tried to open the brief and it almost crashed my computer, so I'll let Carl do this one.
Okay.
Liam's computer is suffering.
He's on his
every
last
day.
legs. Honestly, he's
Died,
crashing all the
I think.
time lately.
I'm surprised the chair has not gone again.
Oh, it almost did earlier before I joined, but I found the screw that was loose.
I have a serious issue where I can't sit still. Like I have to be moving my legs or like just swaying around all the time. But my chair, like the thing that keeps it upright, sometimes comes out, and I nearly die like multiple times a week just because it flings back and I'm nearly going head first into the ground.
I remember
So-
doing a job interview on and they sat me on a spinny chair, and I was sat there the whole time going like this because I forgot I was in an interview, and I left that interview room, and I was like, there is no way that I've just done that. I couldn't believe it, but I can't sit still. I'm always either like shuffling or like leaning forward or leaning back. I can't.
I'm
do
always
it.
tapping my leg on the floor or something like that. I can't sit still. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Right, Cal, you explain the like brief a bit.
So we were given like three, I think, sort of themes to pick from. That sort of just made you stick to within a certain bounds, like a certain concept, I guess. So it was black and white, 3-2-1, and rivers, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And each one sort of had their own concepts, and they give you a few examples of what you might do. We decided to go with black and white in the end because we thought it had the most sort of freedom. Well, the idea is that you're supposed to just use two colours for the majority of the game to represent either, I don't know, duality or changing or something like that. So we decided to stick with the black and white theme rather than picking two different colours because we're lazy, I guess.
Yeah. And explaining this to Liam was very difficult because he could not
Visualise
imagine.
stuff.
And none of us remembered that. And our first phone call was a
Sat there arguing for about an hour over the most stupid things.
I still got my way.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't understand how you managed to get your way on that because we all argued with you for an hour saying it's black and white, we can't do that, and you were going, "No, you can do that. You can do that."
I still got my way. That's all I'm happy about.
Yeah. Somehow, I don't know. But I think it worked out better for us anyway, that you did.
Yeah, it's made it a lot easier. Like, I didn't realise how difficult black and white actually was until I was doing the art yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got like no grayscale to actually like make it look a bit better.
Oh, my phone's gonna die in a minute. Okay. But yeah, I think we're going with a concept of switching between light and dark in a sort of not hack and slash adventure, but like a action adventure kind of thing. In your typical like fantasy, dark fantasy world, where you're fighting monsters and trying to defeat the big bad at the end. Again, I'm trying not to say too much because I don't want to give it all away, but
That's like the idea of it. Like,
Yeah, the concept of switching between light and dark, black and white, is the main premise, and the major gameplay mechanic, I guess. So we're gonna see what we can do with that over the next however many months it takes.
it's like 5 months, isn't it? Is it 5 months?
I think there's about 4 or 5 check-ins over the next
Yeah.
few months.
Yeah.
We also have to make marketing ideas, which I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've got some great ideas.
Have you?
Might involve some coasters, I'm not too sure.
Right, okay.
You should
know.
definitely write on it, can steal.
Can steal, yeah, that's what.
Feel
I'll put.
free to take this.
Scan this code, and it will say "can steal" when you scan it.
That's not a bad idea, actually. You put a QR code on it, and it takes you to the Steam page.
Yeah, that's what my
Yeah.
idea was for the Shot Dash one. I was like, oh yeah, but I didn't have time to design it because like I was busy. But that was the idea, like coasters, and then you scan the QR code and it'll take you to the page. That was the idea that I had. But it did say that on the presentation, but just didn't show the
No one saw it.
presentation. Just did not actually show the actual presentation. I just
Yeah.
spoke.
Just waffled for 10 minutes.
Waffled, and then our favourite man waffled for about 10
Well,
minutes.
there's not much of an R in there, but it is what it is.
So, do you think we can say what our group's called?
I mean, I think Tyler was on about making the website, so I don't see why not.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we surely can. Like, we haven't signed any NDAs or anything, so it
It's
should be
our
fine,
project.
right?
It's
It's just
our
it's
IP.
not copyrighted or anything. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but I
Well,
don't think anyone who's.
I don't think anyone's going to
copied-
take it, but
Yeah, I think we're all right. So our group is called Friendly Fire.
Friendly
Am I
Fire
right?
Digital.
Digital, Friendly Fire Digital. I didn't know if that was included, that part. Yeah, Friendly Fire
Yes.
Digital. So if this works out, you might see a new studio called Friendly Fire Digital, who then gets shut down because we copied someone's name. Messing, guys, we would never copy anyone's name. I actually had no creative involvement in that name. I don't know if you two did.
I didn't. Someone just named.
No, I don't
Someone
think
just
I
named
did.
Discord that one day.
I just woke up one day and there was a new Discord channel that said Friendly Fire, and I was like,
no.
oh, alright.
No, I think it was actually about you actually, because
Me?
because if I remember correctly, this was before the Discord got set up.
is this
and
something that can be shared to the public?
Yeah, is this something that we can share?
Yeah. Basically, how can I say this without getting cancelled?
Maybe
We'll
don't
have
say
an-
it.
No. I'm trying to make it simple. So we'll have a discussion, and then we'll all send in a bunch of memes in the Discord. Just having a fun chat, and I think some of the memes started getting towards like throwing shots at people, but friendly shots. And then suddenly, I think it was Shannon actually. She just renamed the Discord Friendly Fire, and then we really liked the name, so we just went with it.
Yeah, that sounds about right, I
can't
think.
even remember.
Yeah.
I feel
think
like
you-
we've been in that chat for so long, and we
Yeah.
haven't even been in it for that long. Like,
It's been like what, a month now?
a month, yeah. Has it been a month?
Oh,
Oh, easily, yeah. Since probably week 2, or maybe no, yeah, week 2, I think, because that was the first week.
It wasn't week 2. Maybe week 3. Because
Maybe
we were
week 3.
speaking in our chat, and then Jake kept coming into the chat saying that he could see us laughing.
You know what? I'm going to check right now.
I think it was week 2 because like the end of week 2 at least. Anyway,
No, because week 2 was when we were in a group with.
that was the first time me, you, and Shannon, and I think was it Lashane?
No,
in
that was
group?
week 3.
The one where Zelda
Week
was
2
involved.
we did Rob's. We did the dog box one,
20th of
and
February.
then week 3 we did another one. It was me, you, Shannon, Lachey, and
Oh,
someone
okay, yeah.
and someone else, and then we got put into, because me and you were crying on Zoom because of that Rule 34 thing.
Yeah,
Let's not get into that.
yeah, that's the story for After Hours podcast, I think.
That's a story that we'll tell you at Cameo.
Yeah,
After I've had my 2 free drink coupons that I've taken off you, Carl. So, yeah, I think we've pretty much said everything.
yeah.
Might be-
I think everything that we can say.
Yeah, like we can't really go into more detail about the game.
Yeah, a lot of it's not solidified. And
Well, there's
and
not
it's
really a lot more
released
detail
yet.
to go into right now. Like,
Yeah, I feel like until we
It's
do that
very early
presentation, we
stages.
can't really speak on much on it anyway. Like, we can't.
yeah,
I mean, we're what, just over a week into it, so plenty of time.
Yeah, we've got.
yeah, we've not been
5
at it
months
very
left.
long.
We've got 5 months left to speak about an amazing game that we're making. Imagine it ends up being the worst game on the board.
Hey, as long as we keep it up, keep up the steady progress, I'll be all right.
I'll
End
just
of
be
the day,
like,
you're
blame
the-
the programmers, guys.
Look, end of the day, you're the community manager. You're meant to make everything look
Oh my
pretty
gosh,
and
yeah, it
nice.
can't fail.
Yeah, it's bad luck for you
Yeah.
if it does.
Yeah, no, it can't fail. I'm gonna have to like put my whole energy into it. I'm gonna have to
Make it
be
look
on
the
my
best thing in
LinkedIn
the world.
page every day.
Promoting it, bugging everyone about it.
And it's not a fairy game, guys.
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. Downloadable content. Right.
DLC is just a giant fursuit.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if this podcast is going to be watchable. Right. Thank you guys for joining me today on the podcast. I've been your host, Emily, and that's Carl and that's Liam. And where can we find yous? Do yous have Instagram? Do yous have... Carl, I'm assuming we can only find you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I don't really use social media these days, so just find me on LinkedIn if you want to connect.
Yeah, same.
What about
LinkedIn.
you, Liam?
Yeah, I've got Instagram accounts, but I don't really use them. So yeah, just LinkedIn.
I am on Blue Sky, but I don't really use it either, so yeah, pretty much just
Feel
LinkedIn.
free to message any of us if you have any questions about anything, or, you know, if you want to be Carl's mentor.
Yeah.
Spicy gossip
No.
about people.
Reach out, offer him help. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you very much for having us. Bye.